Hi guys, it's Paige, and this is your short and sweet shoulder workout. So you're gonna need some weights. I'm also gonna use a resistance band. You can use a tube or a band. If you don't have one, you can skip it. I'm only using this for one exercise. So we're gonna start with overhead press, and I'm pretty much gonna use the same weights throughout this workout. I could probably do 8s at this point, but I'm just gonna pick up some 5s. One thing about doing exercises one after the other for the same muscle group, they get tired. So you're gonna start with just an overhead press. Okay, so what you wanna do is tighten your core. You wanna have a strong stance, and then you push the weights overhead, and then when you come down, you don't wanna come down way low. You wanna come down till about goalpost, where your weights are right about at your ears. Now you can also, if that bothers your shoulders, you can turn them in. Sometimes I have a little shoulder issue. All right, so I'm gonna keep these weights and I'm going to do a front raise. So I'm watching the clock, I'm giving us a little bit of a rest. So this one is your shoulders in this position are not very strong. So the weights are gonna feel heavier. So if you're a beginner, it's been a while, you might want to go down to 3s if you have them, or you might want to go heavier. If they feel really heavy and you feel like you're swinging, which you shouldn't do, you can take one arm at a time. You can also take one foot back, and that'll usually stop momentum and swinging. Good. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, I'm gonna have a seat on the ball, or you can use a chair. We have a couple of exercises we're gonna do on the ball. So we're gonna do alternating shoulder presses. So you're just gonna press up and up. So again, when you alternate, that changes the movement because you've got one arm that's static. So it's kind of got a little bit more stress on it than when they're both moving at the same time. Good. Good, you just have one more. Okay, good. So let's rest for a second. Oh, that feels good. All right, I'm gonna have you stand up. Now we are going to move into upright rows. Again, I'm keeping the same weight. So normally I would probably go up and down. For upright rows, I would probably do 8s or 10s. Again, it's just kind of picking what you want to accomplish. You know, these are short workouts. We're focusing on the same muscle group for, you know, a good 8 minutes. And that's a lot of time to spend on one muscle without really resting in between the exercises. So, you know, it's not that easy. Good, we're almost there. So with these, you want to bring the weights up towards your chest. You don't want to jerk the weight up. You don't want your elbows to go too high. Good. Okay, let's take a little break. And then we're going to do bent arm lateral raises. And again, I'm going to keep my 5s. Lateral raises usually want to go a little bit lighter. So your arms are bent, and then you're just going to come up like you're pouring a pitcher of water. Your elbows are at 90 degrees. And then you're stopping right at shoulder level. And again, if this starts to feel too hard, you can always alternate. So one arm gets a little bit of a rest. And if you feel like you're too heavy, you know, go down in your weight. Or if you're too light, go up in your weight. You want to get to the end and feel like, yeah, okay, I felt that. All right, I'm going to use my band now. So this, we're going to work on the rotators. So wait for the clock, give us a few more minutes. Good, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate your arms out and in. Now, you determine the intensity of this exercise because the closer your hands are together, the harder it is. If it's too hard, you just take your hands a little bit further apart. Good, so now you're getting those little tiny muscles inside of your shoulders. Those are really good to strengthen. Anybody who's had a rotator cuff injury, you know how long that takes to heal. Good. One more. All right. So you're gonna put that down. Oh, one arm. Okay. So now you're going to take one weight and you're going to do one arm overhead press. Now again, you can be in this position if you want. So now, and you can use a chair if you don't have a ball, but the ball is nice because you get to use all those stability muscles. Good, so it really changes the exercise, I think. It makes it feel harder. You know, at this point in the workout, you're getting pretty tired, so. Good, now we're gonna switch sides. Good. This one's a little bit tweaky, so sometimes I just change the angle just a little bit. So feel free to kind of do what you need to do. Again, your core is strong and you're bringing the weight down towards your about your earlobe. This is a great move for your middle of your shoulder and the back of your shoulder. Good. Let's do one more. All right, we have one more exercise. We're going to go down to the floor. I'm going to use my ball for this one. So what you're going to do is you're just going to sort of drape yourself over the ball, and then you're going to do, it's kind of like a rear delt, a bent arm rear delt fly. Say that 10 times fast. Okay, so you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then you're also thinking about the backs of your shoulders, the rear delts. And if you want to make it even harder, you can come up on your toes. That's going to add a lot of intensity to the exercise. Otherwise, you're here, and make sure you pull your abs in. A lot of times when you're bending over the ball and it's digging into your stomach, if you just squeeze your abs, that was your last one, you can kind of avoid that. Good, so take a second. Oh, that feels good. You're gonna stretch out, and then if you wanna stretch your shoulders, you're just gonna take one arm across, drop your shoulder down, squeeze that arm in. There must be a dog walking by. Yeah. A dog. Good. All right, shake it out. You did a great job. I will see you soon.